Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and this is a show with Giddy Up. That's right, because this show is all about coffee from all over town. We're going to go to the west side, we're going to go downtown, and we're going to come over here to the east side, the Little Italy area, and we're going to get the show started with a place called Rising Star Coffee Roasters. Well, here we are inside Rising Star Coffee Roasters. I found Brandon over here when we talked about all the different things we could do here. And you want to do what?
I want to pull shots of espresso.
Pull shots of espresso. So that's how you say it, number one. I learned something already today.
Nice.
And is there, just like when you make espresso, how are espressos different, or are they all the same?
So you can pull espresso shots from any coffee. A lot of people think that espresso is a very specific type of bean, but that's not really true. What makes espresso different from like a pour over or AeroPress is just how it's ground and ultimately brewed through an espresso machine.
Now, Brandon, I gotta tell you, this is a show about coffee. So we're gonna do pour overs, we're gonna talk about drip and all that different kind of stuff. So we don't know anything yet, and we're just now learning about this. So how do you begin this process?
Okay, so what we do in Rising Star is brew ratios are very important no matter how we brew coffee. Espresso is no different. So each of our 3 locations use 2 different types of espresso. The first one is Illuminator, which is our house espresso made up of 2 different Brazils. And then each shop can choose a single origin to also pull shots from and build drinks. And then the customers have the opportunity to select which one they want based on what they're feeling that day.
Okay.
So,
tell me how I'm feeling and make what I should have.
I think you're feeling the Illuminator. It's chocolatey, it's sweet, there's some caramel, nutty tones to it. So, and that's really comes from the 2 Brazils that we use.
So we're gonna weigh it now?
Yep, I'm tearing out the scale.
And there's that beautiful smell already.
Yep.
Escaping into the cafe here.
It's about 19.7, so we're just gonna take a little bit out.
Cat ain't messing around.
We want to tamp it down. The goal of this is just to create an even space or an even surface for the water to hit.
Now this is coffee beans you guys sourced. You found the coffee beans. You bring the coffee beans into your own roaster.
Yep, that's right. We like relationship coffee a lot. So one of these Brazils in particular is from a great farm that myself and the owner visited probably 5 years ago now.
You seem so calm for a coffee guy, doesn't he?
Everyone says that. I don't know what I'd be like without caffeine though. So I'd probably be comatose.
You'd be lying down on the floor. How many coffees have you already had today?
I've had about 4 cups.
Hey, that's beautiful. Hey, so when you guys are roasting this coffee, is that a science, like the weighing is a science? I mean, how do you do it? I mean, is it like a man-made kind of thing, or how do you do it?
Yeah, our roasters have what's called profile software on both of them. And what that allows us to do is once we determine how we want to roast a single origin, we lock that profile into the system.
So every bean might be a different profile, a different way you roast it.
Yeah, absolutely. Our goal is to bring out the best in each varietal that we offer. Like these 2 Brazils that make up Illuminator, for example, they're roasted to different levels because one is a little sweeter than the other one. So that's kind of the goal with that. It's a really good tool in our roasting facility. We still roast manually because there are minor adjustments that need to happen throughout the roasting process. But it's been a really good tool to see the differences and changes we want from the cupping table to our shop.
So that explains a lot to me, like why people fall in love with specific coffee shops or coffee places, because all those little tiny things come into play, and it's hard to replicate that at every place.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, a lot of people compare like the coffee industry to the wine industry, and I think in terms of flavor,
a little
and
sniff,
taste,
right?
Yeah. If you smell with your mouth open, you'll experience more aroma perception.
This is a specific taste, and it is fantastic.
Yeah.
It is really
chocolatey,
fantastic.
A little acidity on the end.
You know, people use words like complex and characteristics and all that kind of stuff. This is a very interesting little cup of coffee.
Good. I'm glad. You like it?
I love it.
Awesome.
And I'm a coffee guy, man.
Good.
Hey,
That's awesome.
that was great, Brandon. Thank you very much.
Yes, of course.
Terrific stuff. Okay, listen, coffee, right? We're talking about drinking, we're talking about making it. You think you can cook with it?
Of course.
Natalie's going to show us.
Well, fancy that. I happen to have a cup of Rising Star right here. Check it out. But hey, if you don't like drinking coffee all that much, or you do, but you just want to try it in other ways, how about cooking with it? We have, you know her, Judy Strauss with the Charmed Kitchen. She's always in our kitchen and studio, but she brought us out of the studio today to show us how to make, is this coffee rub?
This is a coffee rub. It's a coffee and spice rub. It's ground coffee, brown sugar, paprika, cumin, ginger, allspice, cinnamon. Lots of good stuff.
You know, we give her an idea, she comes up with 50
Well,
ideas.
coffee's not just for breakfast anymore.
And that's what we love about that. So this is simple and easy. I know you have that. Now, this is more of a dinner, but like I say, she always comes up with a lot of different recipes. And you have desserts with
We
you
have
too.
desserts too. Classic Italian dessert tiramisu, where the lady fingers are dunked in strong coffee before they get layered with the custardy filling.
You're not doing
and,
yourself.
And for breakfast and brunch, we've also got coffee scones.
Scones as well.
Scones as well.
So you can really have coffee in all different forms. But
You
I
can have
think
coffee all day long.
sweet and savory, right?
There you
This
go.
is the savory aspect
This is
of
the
it.
savory.
All right.
And today we're starting with a pork loin, but I have done this with duck. I've done it on lamb. I've even done chicken, and it works out really well. So you just want to take the secret is when you're doing a rub like this, once you get it all covered, you do want to make sure that you get it like really kind of rubbed in there. That's the name rub, I guess.
Right. So you put a thick coating on.
Put a pretty thick coating, and then you want to just start rubbing it in. Get it to stick to all those surfaces. You can add salt to the rub if you want. If you're on a sodium restricted diet, you can leave it out. There we go.
That's easy.
Once it's done, you're not going to put this right in the oven. You want you want to give those flavors a chance to get into the meat itself. So we're just going to bag it up, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator. You can do this the day ahead. You can do it in the morning. You can do it a couple of hours before you're ready to cook.
Okay.
But you want to do at least a couple of hours.
All right. So that goes into the refrigerator.
That goes into the refrigerator.
All right. So we know it sits in the refrigerator then for a little bit.
Yeah.
We pull it out, put it in the oven. How long does it go in the oven and what temperature?
375, about 25 minutes a pound. That's a pork loin. It's going to vary a little bit, but that's about going to be right. You don't want to overcook it.
Okay. So
Okay.
this one's all ready to go now.
This one's all ready to go.
Let's see what this looks like. That looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
How easy is that too?
Very simple.
It's, you know what, as a mom, you know, with a lot going on, this is simple and easy. You do this quick, you have a meal ready to go for the entire family.
Ready to go.
Love that.
And you want to, we've actually let this one rest a little bit so we can slice it. Because if you try to cut it right away, it's a little warm.
Okay.
Okay?
We don't want to do that. All right,
We don't
so
wanna do that.
let it rest.
Let it rest. This one's already rested. We'll put it on our cutting board. We're just going to slice away.
There you go. That looks delicious.
Doesn't that look nice?
Yes. Now I guess I have to try a piece of this,
You
right?
do have to
Because
try
it
a
just looks
piece.
so
Oh
amazing.
yeah, go for it.
So, coffee in a million different ways.
Coffee
With
in a
this
million
woman,
different
I
ways.
tell you,
Isn't that tasty?
that's delicious. We'll get that on the website for you too, right?
You will. And a lot of additional recipes for cooking with coffee.
We love it. Judy Strauss with the Charm Kitchen. Always a pleasure to work with you.
Always fun to
I
be
learn
here.
so much all the time. Hey, when we come back, we're talking about beauty products made locally with coffee.
Oh, get out. I want those.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. This is our very special show about coffee. And of course, we've learned you can drink it, you can cook with it, and you can shower with it. Did I say shower with it? Yes, I did. That's why we're going to visit Chagrin Valley Soap and Salve, where they make products made with Rising Star beans.
Chagrin Valley Soap and Salve is a small family-owned and operated organic bath and body care company. We make everything in small batches by hand in our little product kitchen, the same way that we used to in our home kitchen back when the company started. All of the ingredients we use are USDA certified organic ingredients. Every one of them is a plant material or something that's harvested directly from nature. We source a lot of our ingredients locally from other Cleveland-owned businesses to use their product in ours. And we get a lot of our products from far corners of the earth where they can only be found either organic or in that quality form that we get them. Coffee is a fantastic ingredient in so many ways, besides the pick-me-up that it gives you. In body care, the main use of coffee that dates back a long time was in hair care. People have been using coffee for its darkening and dyeing properties to keep their hair dark or to turn it black for centuries. It goes back as far as Egypt, even as far as we know. One of the things that we make with our coffee beans is our mocha and java lip balm. All the coffee beans that we're using here today are from the local Rising Star roaster, and they actually roast them a little extra dark just for us. We call it the Chagrin Valley blend. We roast them extra dark, more than you'd want to drink, because we're using them for either color or scent and not for taste. What we have here is a very small crock pot. We put the coffee beans in fresh with a little bit of oil, and we steep them. We turn it on and off slowly for days at a very low temperature so that we get a really nice roast. And once these beans have steeped enough in the oil, we simply strain the beans out and we get a really nice and even almost clear, really strong and potent coffee smelling oil that we then use the oil to make as the base for our mocha and java lip balm, as well as our mocha and java body scrub. Here you can see that we're making our fresh mocha and java body scrub. What you have in this bowl is a base of organic coconut oil mixed in with a little bit of fresh organic cocoa powder to make a really nice whipped base of simple oil moisturizer. What we have here are our fresh Rising Star coffee beans ready to be ground. We have some organic sugar, cane sugar, and some organic turbinado sugar. We're gonna slowly put each one of them into the mix. And here we have our ground coffee beans at a medium to fine coarseness. Here we're actually cooking up our mocha and java lip balm. What we did was we put the coffee oil that we steeped in our crock pot into this pot. We actually melted some organic dark chocolate in and put some cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is very rich and very deep moisturizing. Now that it's stirred and mixed together, we're gonna dispense it into some lip pots. Now we use lip pots here instead of sticks, but in order to use a stick with a twisting tube, your lip balm does have to be extremely hard. And in order to get it that hard, you do have to use a lot of wax. And so our lip balms have very little wax content and lots of very rich butters and oils, and that's what keeps your lips moisturized. We have a line of over 325 SKUs, believe it or not, that we make by hand in small batches. We cover every single body care need and base. We do have soap and shampoo, and we have the basics of things like deodorants and lip balms, but we go deep into things. We do skin care in the form of cold seed extract, facial oils. We do exfoliators. We do body powders. We have a line of products for baby care. We have a line of products for pet care. We deal with insect repellents and outdoors. We deal with a lot of skin issues. So we have a whole line of healing salves. And that's why we are called Chagrin Valley Soap and Salve, because we do provide a lot of medicinal skin and hair treatments as well as just body care and pampering.
The best place to start your shopping is online. Just go to chagrinvalleysoapandsalve.com. Natalie?
So this next place is tucked away just a bit, so I'm gonna ask for a little help from our next guest here, Cal. We're at Duck Rabbit Coffee. So
Indeed.
We are right along Columbus Road, which, explain to people where this is, because you're fairly new and we want people to make sure that they can get here.
Yeah, right. So we are considered West Tremont. The immediate neighborhood's called Duck Island.
Duck Island, who knew?
Yeah, right. And so we're really close to the West Side Market, about a block east from the West Side Market. So while we're officially in West Tremont, we're kind of closer to the main hub of Ohio City.
But it's real easy to get to, let me say. And I love this place. I love the space that you have here and you've created. The name, though, is pretty interesting.
Yeah. So the name comes from the philosophy of Ludwig Wittgenstein, who was a 20th century Austrian philosopher. And he brings his readers' attention to this duck rabbit image, not our logo. Our logo is a literal interpretation, but it's an image you can see either as the head of a duck, a head of a rabbit, and he brings it up to help illustrate how we see the world is very much dependent on context and background. And so with coffee, we're trying to help people see coffee as an object of refined taste as opposed to a commodity, and try to provide people with context and background to help facilitate that sort of
well, that gives me more of a reason to want to drink it, I think, because
yeah,
you're
right
saying
on.
you need more of a refined taste for something like this. And it's always been hard for me, but I know you have quite a few different options for people to try. One of the main things I think that makes your place unique and different is what we have right behind us here.
Yeah, right. So this is a vintage German-built roaster, and we got it refurbished the same place it was manufactured in Emmerich, Germany. It's total manual operation, and it's it's a really cool machine.
What do you think makes your coffee really stand out or make it unique?
Well, you know, I think it's fairly simple. We try to source the best coffee that we can, that the world has to offer. We keep a light, seasonal kind of offering on hand. So just try to offer the best coffees in a given season, and it's a kind of a highly rotating menu.
So this menu rotates. I snagged the menu because if you watch our show, you know I'm not the biggest coffee. I don't know everything there is to know about coffee. I wish I did.
Well,
what did
I'll
you
help you
pour
out.
for me today?
Yeah, so this is an El Salvador coffee from the Santa Ana region, and actually this coffee was grown on the side of a volcano, the Santa Ana volcano, in El Salvador.
Now going through a couple of these other ones, you have another one.
Yeah, the
That's-
Lintong, that's
what's
the name
that?
of the region in Sumatra, and so there's a volcano in this story too. This was grown on the south side
We
of
like
Lake,
volcanoes here.
yeah, of Lake Toba, and Lake Toba is the world's largest volcanic crater lake, and so that's where that coffee comes from.
And you have one here from Honduras, I see.
We've got a coffee from Honduras right now. We've got another coffee from Ethiopia.
And then they do, as you mentioned, they change seasonally.
For sure, yeah. We probably totally change our menu every couple months, and there's usually a new coffee popping up on the bar every couple weeks or so, actually.
Makes it fun.
Yeah, we try to
different.
keep it interesting.
So
yeah,
is there
for
anything,
sure.
do you have customers then that come in that think, oh man, I wish you still had the one that I love that I drank before?
Yeah, we get a little bit of that, but people are pretty understanding, and we're usually able to guide someone towards a coffee that might be similar in
Sure,
profile
okay.
to that coffee they really like.
Now what about those who might not necessarily go for the hardcore stuff like me? Do you have other offerings?
For
Here, I'm
sure,
looking
yeah.
at-
We've got milk drinks.
Okay.
We've got our traditional espresso milk drinks, macchiato, cappuccino, and latte. Yeah.
You can tell this guy loves what he does, and that's why we love it here. So again, it's Duck Rabbit Coffee.
Duck Rabbit Coffee.
Can't forget the name of it. We're right on Columbus Road, near West Side Market, technically in Tremont. You'll find it though. Put it in your GPS. It was easy, very easy to do. Thanks so much for having
Yeah,
us here.
thanks a lot for coming.
Hey, you know what goes great with coffee?
What's that?
Donuts.
Indeed.
And I have a spot for you coming up after the break.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. It's fair to say they are coffee's best friend, donuts. That's right, our next step takes us to a place that's been #1 in Cleveland again and again. And in a couple minutes, you'll see why. We're headed to Jack Frost Donuts.
Well, Jack Frost has been around since 1937. We actually had a remodel about a year ago, and every single batch is made from scratch. So for people who don't know Jack Frost, when they come in and try it for the first time, they're always going to want to come back. Our decorators, our fryers come in about 8 p.m. the night before. Everything gets made overnight, and then they're fresh when people come in at 6 o'clock in the morning. Mornings are totally crazy. It always varies. You know, we actually vary how much we make based on what last year's sales were that day, what the weather's going to be like, what crazy thing is going on in Cleveland. But we sell several thousand each day. We have 200 different varieties of donuts, and we're always changing them based on different holidays or special occasions. Also special things that are going on in the community. So for Tribe, for the Cavs, we do different specialty donuts for those as well. But we also, some of our big favorites are maple bacon, Boston cream, German chocolate. And again, we're always changing them up, but we don't want to get rid of of the ones that people really love. We have this brand new coffee station here as well. So we have a bunch of different varieties of coffee, and that's become a favorite for people. When people come through the doors, we always want to ask them what appeals to them first. So if they're big on Reese's, if they like, blueberry cereal, whatever they want first. And then we like to make a bunch of recommendations too. And of course, things like maple bacon and German chocolate are always huge favorites for people. So, those are things that we'll suggest to them as well. But you really can't go wrong with any of our donuts. The icing is so big, and we have different specialty ones. They've got cereal and candy on them. So especially for kids, they're always, pressing their nose up against the glass. People get really excited about them. And we still hear stories from people when they come through the doors about, I've lived in the neighborhood, I come here for years, or I drive all the way across Cleveland to get here. So it's really exciting to hear the way that people react to our donuts. I absolutely love Boston cream, but of course, glaze is always a huge favorite, and so I love to take glaze home every time that I come in as well. The staff is amazing here, and that's the other thing too, is that you're not just getting great donuts, but you're getting a great experience when you come in as well. Everyone kind of becomes like family, and the customers are like our family as well.
Jack Frost Donuts is located in Cleveland on Pearl Road, just a little north of I-480. When we return, one of the best cups of coffee in town. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. It's our very special show all about coffee, and we are at a place called Pour, and we're between 6th Street and 4th Street. What's the main street out here?
We're right on Euclid Avenue.
Euclid Avenue. That's a pretty easy street to find in Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so Charlie, you're making some coffee. You're different than I see most people making it. What do you call the technique?
This is pour over coffee. So
Pour over.
It's unique in that it's basically for one or two people or a small group of people. And the advantage of that is making the cup individually. It's as fresh as it could possibly be, and it's more personal. It's just for you. I
got to tell you something. It smells terrific in here. It's a great little shop.
Oh, thank you.
Right on the end of the 5th Street Arcade, so it's easy to find.
Appreciate that.
And I saw you put this together a little bit earlier. What are those little metal canisters that you got down here?
Oh, so we have doses of coffee that we're weighing out ahead of time.
You call it a dose. I like that.
Yeah. So we're very particular over getting weights and ratios of water and coffee pretty exact to maximize the flavor.
I see you got these beautiful little scales that measure to let's say it's temperatures too, huh?
No temperature. It's just a scale and timer.
Timer. So time is an important factor here too.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, brewing coffee is a bit of art and a bit of science.
Now, I remember when my wife makes coffee, she just throws it in the grinder and listens to it for a little while.
Right.
And she takes it, this big spoon, and just throws it in and then throws some water in. But you can make better coffee if you get a little more scientific about it.
Yeah, and it's part of what we're trying to do at Pour is to make that more accessible to people.
Right.
You can either come in here and get a deliciously brewed cup, or if you come in on the weekends, we sometimes offer classes, or if you have an opportunity to talk to one of our baristas, we can sort of explain how to brew a really good cup. But yeah, just a few simple tools can really help bring out better tasting coffee at home. I
laugh because you said, well, you can either come to Pour and have a really deliciously brewed cup of coffee, or you can stay home and drink the same old stuff you're always drinking.
You can learn to do it at home.
You can learn to do it at home. So I look up here and I see the different things. We got filter coffee, pour over coffee, drip to stay, drip to take away, which is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
So flavors, are there different flavors of coffee and different strengths and that sort of thing?
Yeah, coffee itself is basically a seed or like the pit of a cherry.
Yeah.
Grows inside of a fruit. So coffee itself has a lot of fruit-like characteristics to it, and really good beans should have a fruit-like quality to it.
You said a word that really struck me, because I see you have the beautiful sweets here, like the beautiful bakery and all that kind of stuff. But I noticed when you ground the coffee out of that little dose container that there was a sweetness to that smell. It was a different coffee grinding smell.
Yeah. Most of the stuff that we bring in is what most people would call lighter roast.
Yeah.
Sir, is your coffee to go? Okay.
See, while we're talking to him here, he's got customers working also, and they're lined up here. I tell you, I was here one time, there was a line of about 10 people coming for your coffee, Charlie.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Enjoy the coffee. There he goes. There you go. We got a thank you out of him. So we can pour a cup of this now?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what this tastes like. So what's this one going to taste like?
So this coffee is a Guatemalan coffee from a roaster in Berlin, Germany, actually.
Whoa.
So that's another unique thing that we're doing here at Pour. The coffees that we're sourcing are from roasters all over the world. And they're all really carefully sourced. And
Coffee connoisseurs, take note.
yeah, we have a really great selection of coffees from some of the best roasters in the world. Tim Wendelboe, Ceremony Coffee Roasters out of Annapolis is a roaster out of Maryland. They all do a really nice job.
And
Here's a
I
little
imagine
bit.
you don't put sugar or anything in your coffee.
I don't. It doesn't need it. If it's brewed
I don't
right,
either.
it's going to have a nice sweetness. It's going to taste its best about 3-5 minutes out as it cools.
Yeah.
But
As it opens up like a wine, huh?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very similar to wine.
I gotta tell you, it's very, very smooth, and so smooth that you seek flavors in it and you find new things in it. It's not that overbearing, bitter kind of
No,
hard hit you in the face espresso taste.
coffee should not be really should not be bitter. We're trying to maximize sweetness, and once again, it is a fruit, so it should be sweet. It shouldn't be bitter.
It's delicious, Charlie.
Thank you. If it's brewed right, it should be tasty, and hope you enjoy it.
And when you come in here, you gotta say it fast because we only have a second. How long does it take you to get your coffee?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. There it is. Okay, Ford, check it out. Check out something else. We've got Natalie. She's got something brewing for us too.
We love our coffee, that is for sure. But you know, you can only drink so many in one day. So how about another way to enjoy it? Coffee scented candles. You can find them at the Cleveland Candle Company.
So the Cleveland Candle Company is a place where you can come in, you can design your own custom scented soy candle. It takes about 1 to 2 hours to set up, and we have about 150 scents you can mix and match together to create your own custom scent here. We have an entire line of candles. You can come in, you can also pre-buy any candle right off our shelf, so a lot of people like to do that. Our most popular scents right now, actually at the shop, is a Cleveland Snow. We sell it all year round. If you're ever looking for a good gift to give to like out-of-towners and stuff like that, you can always give the gift to Cleveland Snow, whether it's snowing or not. We sell it all year round here at the shop. Everything here is actually made by hand. We actually use 100% soy wax blend that we make in-house. So we actually pull from U.S. soybean extract and make our own wax blend out of it. It's a real quick drying blend. And the other cool thing is that every jar that we actually have at the shop, all our glass, is actually made here in the U.S. as well. And then all the labels you see, they're all on recycled paper. They're printed right down here, down in Cleveland. So you're getting a really local product. We try to, as much as we can, we try to source local, and that's something that if you go to the grocery stores, you won't be able to find.
I'm a master mixologist now because I work here, and you can be too. So we're going to recreate our drunken bonfire here. So we have smooth bourbon, hot buttered rum, crackling firewood, and mystic moonstone together. So our recipe is just 1/4 of each for that. Smell that. Smells good, okay. And then we have our wax machine that holds all of our soy wax in it. So David's gonna grab that for me. And then we're just going to dump our oil right into the wax here. The candle just gets to set now. So this size sets in about an hour for our customers. We have tons of different jar options they can choose from though, and they all set in about 1 to 2 hours. So the great thing is you can make your candle, you can go shop around on the street, you can go grab lunch, dinner, and then come back and pick it up and it's ready to go. So we just started making our own essential oil lip balm line in the store too. So we have tons of different choices. We've got orange eucalyptus, we've got a chocolate mint lip balm, and then we also have a sugar scrub here too. So we use all essential oils in all of these products. They're cocoa butter, shea butter, vitamin E, just all around good natural products for your lips.
The one that sells down in Coventry a lot, we do have sweet cannabis. If you have any friends that like that kind of thing, that's fun. And right below that one, we actually have beer too, which is a fun one to blend with that you won't find at a lot of other shops. And yeah, we just have a lot of florals, other cool stuff. We have like Alien Princess. We have wacky scents like that on our wall, so you can kind of see here. This is our specialty selection. So yeah, so you got Alien Princess, you have Angel Wings, you have Fruity Rocks that are small. If you're a big fan of Fruity Pebbles, it smells exactly like the cereal. So we have some hidden gems on the wall that are by different names, but when you smell them, you can connect with it. So yeah, we try to have our customers kind of find some stuff as they're spread out, so we try to do a little hide and seek on the wall as well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun that way. We have a little over 150 scents. So the cool thing about what we do is we do a lot of custom scents for businesses and weddings. So you can actually come in, if we don't have the scent, we can get our hands on just roughly around under 3,000 scents just from the state of Ohio. And then we have one supplier that's not from here that can provide about another 2,000. So altogether, we can get about 5,000 cents in. So we do crazy stuff. You know, we have dill pickle here. We brought in taco for Cinco de Mayo. You know, we have a lot of oddball scents that a lot of people can't get just because we work really close with the local suppliers.
Coffee cake, mocha cappuccino, roasted coffee, just 3 of the many scents you'll find at the Cleveland Candle Company. They have 2 locations, one in Cleveland Heights and one in Medina. More coffee when we come back.
Pretty much every customer who comes in, we have some type of relationship with. And what the best part about it is right when they come into the store, we literally, as soon as they walk in, most of the time their drink is already at the counter for them.
Welcome back. You guessed it, we're continuing to talk about coffee. Our next stop is in Bay Village. We're at Dover Commons. And there's a good chance when you come into Mojo's, you will see these 2 smiling faces, Ellen and Kate. Hannah's back there hiding, but she also is going to be at the register sometimes too. I love when you walk into this place. It reminds me of what every coffee joint should be, because you guys have these big smiles on your faces. When people walk in, it's do you want the large today or do you want the medium-sized version?
Right.
You know everybody's orders
Exactly.
practically.
Yep. Pretty much every customer who comes in, we have some type of relationship with. And what the best part about it is right when they come into the store, we literally, as soon as they walk in, most of the time their drink is already at the counter for them. And it's so
That's
nice
wonderful.
because they love it, you know. And it's like a part of belonging almost too. You know, people really love that sense of belonging.
Well, and what I love too about this place is not only do they have great coffee, but you have awesome food and pastries, and it's very much so health oriented.
And we have vegan and gluten-free options. And then we bake almost a lot of this stuff that you see right over here. We bake most of it here.
Wow. Now, what are the big sellers? What do people come in here to get when it comes to coffee?
Well, right now it's a pumpkin spice latte because
Okay.
it is the fall season. But other than that, we actually just started a whole new espresso menu a few months ago. So people have been really experimenting with different stuff that they're getting. But most people just have the things that they're set in at this point, you know?
Okay.
They have like their medium lattes. That's what we make most of the day, you know? And then we also have like a few different ones. We have like steamers, we have frappes, we have what most coffee shops have. But what we've done is we've taken a twist and we've put a twist on some of them.
Oh, I like that.
So we have something called a cafe miel, and it's almost completely natural. Like we use just pure vanilla, we use honey, and we use nutmeg in it.
Now, is that easy to make? Because I
Yes.
wanted to see you make a couple of these things and maybe even jump on in the fun.
Yeah, that's
is that
one
an
we
easy
can
one
make.
we can
That
make?
is an easy one. We can make that right now.
Well, let's
Yeah.
do that. So I saw Ellen hard at work back here. Now, she makes
Yes.
these all the time.
Yes.
So for someone like me who honestly has never done this in their life and would be scared that stuff would go flying, I'll at least have you walk through this.
Of course.
Ellen, is that okay? You help me out here?
We're gonna do a cafe miel. We're going to put the honey right into the cup, right
I
at
love
the bottom.
honey, so this is already really good.
Yeah, it's good natural sweet instead of, you know, anything artificial, which is really cool. And then we're gonna put a few taps of the nutmeg in it.
Okay.
And then we're gonna put a drop or 2 of just the pure vanilla extract in it.
Ooh. So you always make these drinks seem like works of art somehow in
We
some
try.
way.
We sure try.
Kind of a masterpiece versus just a drink.
Right.
Okay, so far I think I could handle this job. I think. But I feel like once you start using this machinery, that's when it gets
It does get a little bit
tricky.
difficult. Right now,
How many
she's
drinks
just,
do you have to memorize?
well, pretty much all of the ones on the menu we memorize.
And there's a lot up there.
Yes. Luckily, we have a lot of tools. We actually have a handbook over here that in case anybody gets stuck, we can just like go ahead and
That's
run
good.
to that really quick.
Because my question would be, I can only imagine how many people come in and they have a different version of the drink they want.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like this drink with this
Yes.
type of milk and this type of this and this type of that. And then it would all just go out the door.
Well, eventually we start to remember that too.
That's why they do what they do. Okay, so
Correct.
now this is where it gets a little tricky. Now, is this the machine where if it's not on properly, things would start flying?
Yes.
Okay.
So she's just pouring the espresso right into the honey so that it melts it, so that we don't have to do anything else to melt it, so that it goes right through the drink up to the top.
So there's quite a variety of different drinks. This is just one of the many.
Yes.
Now,
This is our favorite.
this is the favorite. So when you come here, what is it called again?
A cafe miel.
Cafe Miel. Keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that they have great breakfast and lunch options here on the menu. Again, healthy eating. So you're gonna love this place when you come in, and you're gonna love these smiling faces. And they're gonna know your order probably after once or twice when you come in here if you haven't been in here already.
That's right.
Look at that!
Yep.
And the extra added touch makes it absolutely beautiful. Can I taste it?
Yeah, of course. We would love for you to.
Do you think it's, should I?
It's going to be a little bit hot, but if you
It
can
might be
handle that.
too soon, but we're gonna try it anyway. That is good. I love the nutmeg on there too.
Right?
Oh, that is delicious. They know what they're doing. We again are here at Mojo's. I love the name. In Bay
So
Village,
do we.
in Dover Commons. They're the sweetest things ever. Okay, I'm gonna send you over to David now, who's, guess what? With more coffee.
If you're looking for a great cup of coffee, you might want to head out to Medina. There's a place called the Coffee Colony with every flavor of coffee you can imagine. And the best thing about it is you can take a bag home for $1.
Well, we specialize in gourmet coffee and bulk tea, so you can try any kind of flavor that you want, regular, decaf, flavored, non-flavored. We have sample bags for $1, and this is what we're known for after 31 years. They'll make about 4 to 6 cups, so you can just try any flavor that you want. We started with 18 flavors. Just one level down here, very limited tea. And upstairs we actually used to have just like a bedroom, but down here we just had a very small amount of crafts and that. So it's just expanded. We have our followers that come from Mentor, Sandusky, from actually Michigan, that just come to get our coffees. We're extremely picky about our coffee. We have 6 different roasters. Some comes from New York, Chicago, New Jersey, Cleveland. Everyone makes chocolate coffee. So we try everybody's chocolate. So we're very, very picky, and that's why we have the best tasting, freshest coffee that I get coffee shipped into me every single day. Gourmet coffee is naturally low acid, because it's a higher quality bean. And I can talk about that all day too. Sumatra, naturally low acid coffee. So if you ever have problems with stomach aches and say, I can't drink a grocery store coffee, the Sumatra would be a good thing for you. We have just as many decafs as we do regulars. When we started out, we would sell way more regular coffee than decaf, but now we sell about half and half. So our decaf flavors are absolutely fabulous. You can't even tell. People always ask me, what is your best seller? Jamaican Me Crazy is our best seller for probably over 20 years. And you may see it in grocery stores, you may see it in the K-Cups, but I have the original. It comes from Chicago. And it's a caramel rum vanilla, and it far outsells any flavor that we have. Second best seller right now is salted caramel, which is all the craze. It's definitely worth a try. It smells so good in here. Everyone says that. And it's like aromatherapy, and it's so cozy, it's so comfortable, and everybody just loves it. Open any of the jars, open any of the bags that you want, so you can get a really good sniff and see what sounds good to you, what smells good to you, and for $1, just try anything really unusual. Like we have banana nut. You wouldn't think, oh, I don't know about banana coffee. I sell so much of it because people try it and they're like, this is fabulous. We have expanded our tea line so much. We do the same thing with the $1 sample bags. So you can try any kind that you want, and then we sell it by quarter pounds and half pounds. It's just a wonderful, cozy place to be. It's just great coffee, great aroma. I'll try and help you, and Sharon, my mom, we've been running this for 31 years, and we'll try and answer any questions for you, just help you out. Even if you're a new coffee drinker, a new tea drinker, we'll help you out there.
The Coffee Colony is located in Medina, not too far from the square. More reasons to love coffee, coming up after the break.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Can I interest you in a latte? It's just one of the specialties at a micro roaster in Akron called Artisan Coffee.
Here at Artisan Coffee, we wanted to start this place just out of a passion for coffee and for people, a place to hang out in the community. I started roasting beans for fun, and then I started selling them to friends and family. And after a while, it just became a reality that I either needed to quit my day job and do coffee or quit doing the coffee because I just didn't have enough time. So we went ahead and made the jump and started Artisan Coffee. Emily is just awesome. She brings on such a helping hand with helping me with numbers and things. I like to do more the creative end of coming up with different roasts and different drinks, and she's great with helping me on the books, but she's also a great baker.
Every day we're cooking in the back, and we always have some gluten-free options. So we always have the gluten-free muffins. Right now it's a pumpkin cookie that's a little bit seasonal. We do sugar cookies on occasion. These were a special order for a party. Chocolate chips are always on the menu. Blueberry muffins. We tend to make a couple hundred muffins, a couple hundred scones every week. So everything's always fresh within the last couple days.
We designed this space so that when you walk in, you don't want to leave. You just want to sit down, have a cup of coffee, talk with a friend, and the next thing you know, it's been hours since you've first come in. Just a cozy atmosphere that is welcoming. My favorite comment is a customer commented that our customers are all really nice, and they thought that was pretty cool. The mug's a friend of mine, Bob Yost. He's a potter. I've known him for about 10 years, and when we were conceptualizing the shop, we asked him to make the mugs for us so that he hand builds them so they're not perfectly round, but they kind of fit in your hand in a certain way. It's really pleasing and calming. So the green coffee comes in sacks, burlap sacks, and they are anywhere from 150 to 130 pounds. So we charge this roaster up to about 400 degrees, and then we dump the beans in. And now they're just rotating in a drum, and there's flames on the sides of the drum heating the drum up. Once you roast them, they release the carbon dioxide for about a week. Then after that, the oxygen from the air starts to come in and oxidize them. Now when you roast the coffee, it will lose weight because you're cooking it. The beans will expand about twice the size, and they get darker in color. We've been roasting for a little bit. Our beans are up about 350 degrees, so you'll see they've turned a very light brown color. We sell pounds of beans here at Artisan Coffee. We sell 1 pound beans. A lot of people sell 12 ounce, but we sell 1 pounders. And this cooling bin pulls air over the beans and exhausts out the roof. It helps cool the beans quickly. So you want to try to cool the beans as fast as you can. That way they're not still cooking longer than you want them to cook. When I started roasting coffee, I was roasting coffee on my deck. I started with a whirly pop on a camp stove, but you can do about 1 pound of coffee in that. And then I upgraded. My father-in-law has a metal factory where he builds conveyor systems. So he and I got together and built a stainless steel drum roaster that I put on a spit on my grill, and I was roasting in that for a while. I could do about 3 pounds in there, but it was really hard because you couldn't see the beans like you can here. So it was kind of like a little bit of guesswork to figure out how you wanted to roast it.
It's a calm, it's a pause in your busy schedule. Just come here with a friend or with family to relax and enjoy.
Artisan Coffee is in Akron on Canton Road. All you have to do is look for the blue building. Well, that's going to do it for us. We hope you've enjoyed our show on coffee. And hey, if you know a local roaster or coffee shop that you'd like us to check out, let us know. Facebook or email us as well. On behalf of David Moss and myself, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.